The Dordogne is one of the largest and most picturesque areas in France, with spectacular scenery, pretty medieval towns and chateaux perched high above the rugged cliffs. This holiday takes you along the banks of rivers and through ancient woodlands, as well as giving you the chance to absorb some of the region's fascinating history which dates back tens of thousands of years. Everywhere you stay has been hand-picked, and with this part of France being famous for its cooking and the excellence of its ingredients, we've arranged especially good evening meals so you really get to experience the very best the Dordogne has to offer. Your holiday begins in a bustling riverside town where we'll meet you at the train station and transfer you to your hotel only 300 metres from the centre of town. Once you've settled in, we will brief you about your holiday, giving you maps, information and tips to make your journey run smoothly. You will be provided with top-of-the-range bikes complete with accessories so they can be locked up should you wish to explore on foot, and you have the tools to repair any unexpected punctures. Before dinner you could wander around the town with its impressive Benedictine Abbey, or take an evening stroll along the banks of the river. This is a gastronomic holiday, so in the evening you will be treated to a 4-course gourmet experience where fresh, locally sourced ingredients are used to create works of art. In the morning you can build up those energy reserves from the breakfast buffet before setting off on your cycle day, which gives you a couple of different options. You can take the more direct route back across the river via Carlux, or take the slightly longer route with the chance to visit a fabulous chateau with a bizarre combination of medieval military design and Renaissance beauty. While you cycle, our reps will transport your bags to the next hotel, as well as being there for support should you have any unexpected problems. Whichever route you take, you finish your day in a town described as being almost too pretty to be true, with narrow medieval streets and Gothic and Renaissance architecture. Your home for the next 2 nights is just a few kilometres out of town, set in 3 acres of pine woods, with a lovely swimming pool and a terrace overlooking the Sarlat Valley, with a view that can hypnotise you for hours. But not to worry, if you can't tear yourself away from the view, your evening meal can be served up on the terrace as you again choose from our gastronomic menu and dine in style. On your rest day you could relax in the hotel's peaceful grounds, explore Sarlat in more detail, or take a boat trip along the river. For those who are keen to get back on the saddle, we offer a lovely cycle route which takes you to a village nestled within a cliff on the banks of the river, and through some lovely scenery to Dordogne, a stunning hilltop town full of Knights Templar graffiti from a time when many were imprisoned here in the 1300s. On your next moving on day, you again have a choice of routes. You can either head west through the rolling countryside, or head down to the Dordogne River, taking in the beautiful medieval town with an impressive fortified castle that was captured by Richard the Lionheart in 1179. Then you'll continue along the banks of the river to the lively Saint-Cyprien, a great spot for some lunch. Both routes end by cycling through wooded glades and past the famous troglodyte cave complex, before continuing on to the prehistoric capital. Here you can check into our stylish 4-star hotel set in lovely tranquil gardens, a great place to relax and soothe those aching muscles. You will dine at the hotel restaurant, which prides itself on its wine collection and serves up an array of dishes that will truly arouse your senses. On your rest day you could relax by the pool, visit the National Prehistory Museum in town, or spend the day canoeing or kayaking down the river. The cycle route we provide takes in a number of prehistoric sites as you cycle through an area with steep limestone cliffs honeycombed with shelters and caves where prehistoric man once lived and practiced magic. The shorter of your 2 options on your next moving on day takes in a prehistoric site with rock shelters that were occupied by Neanderthal 85,000 years ago. The longer route gives you the chance to visit the oldest and largest cave site in Western Europe, which has housed our ancestors throughout the ages. You'll then pass through the pretty village of Saint-Léon with its charming 12th century church and lovely riverside picnic spots, before leaving the river valley to reach the beautiful Moulin de Mitou, your home for the next 2 nights, which prides itself on the personal touches and will again spoil you with a wonderful gastronomic feast. On your rest day, the gardens, shaded verandas, swimming pool and sun terrace are perfect for relaxing and soaking up the summer sun. The pretty medieval town of Montignac is only 5 kilometres away and is well worth exploring, as are the nearby Lascaux Caves, ranked as the #1 prehistoric site in Europe. For the more energetic, you could cycle to another charming riverside town for a spot of lunch, or just to wander around the beautiful contemporary gardens and narrow cobbled streets. On your last day, you head first to a tiny farming village with an impressive abbey. Then you have lovely flat cycling through open country passing chestnut groves and maize fields, with the chance to stop off at some charming villages with examples of the typical roofing in the region. We recommend a short detour to a 17th century manor house to see the impressive gardens, full of sculptures, fountains and statues, rated as one of the most notable gardens of France. You'll continue through farmland, and if you cycle quick enough you could visit the Automated Toy Museum with its collection of attractively presented working mechanical toys before your evening meal and your last chance to try any of those regional specialities that you might not have yet tasted. When it's time to leave, we'll drop you back at the station so you can begin your journey home and you can reflect on your experiences in the Dordogne. Or we could easily arrange for you to extend your holiday with extra nights in Toulouse or at any stage along the route. For more details or more information about any of our holidays, we're ready to take your call, or it's all there on our website.